for all turning out, and as Jane says, a round of applause for all of you for turning out. It's a bank holiday Monday. It's not the sort of time when you would expect to go and march and protest, but there's an important couple of issues at stake here. One is that we've just walked, actually we came in the back entrance, you noticed, to the town hall. We came up the slopes. The people who designed Buxton knew the importance of green space as part of the infrastructure of a living space. That no one would conceive of covering the slopes in housing, in expensive housing for wealthy people in the centre of the town. Well, that's exactly the issue we face at Hogshaw, which is that's a green space for many, many people, and forgive me for saying it, but they're the less well-off people of Buxton who live around Hogshaw, many of whose gardens or absence of gardens we pass. They have no green space. It's been vital to them in the course of lockdown. If it's taught us anything, it is that we need areas around it which don't include humans. They need to be other species. And that's the other argument I want to make. This is the country with the 8th worst environment on Earth. England has the most degraded environment, bar 7 other countries. Actually, strangely, the old tip of Buxton has become a fantastic area for wildlife, largely because nature recovers and retrieves areas that are badly damaged by yards, covered in asbestos. 2 tree species on that site include more invertebrates than any other tree bar oak tree. It's got fantastic flowers, it's got wonderful insects, wonderful birds live there, some of which are threatened nationally. The bilberry bumblebee, who is with us today in the form of Jax, is one of the most beautiful insects in Britain, and it occurs on Hogshaw, and it is a fabulous area for wildlife. We lose not just something for wildlife, we lose something for ourselves. Green space is infrastructure as important as buildings and roads and sewers and lighting. It is as necessary to our lives, and please let's hope that we can reverse this decision and retain Hogshaw for the people of Hogshaw. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone. It's wonderful to see so many people here today defending one of the most important spaces within our town. I think I don't want to repeat everything that Mark has already said, but I would like to say this site is crucially important for wildlife in the town. It is a hub that connects 5 different wildlife corridors, and if that hub disappears, those corridors break and wildlife cannot connect between them. But more important than that, this site is critically important for local people and for local young people in particular. It is a great place for people to let off steam. It is a safety valve for the town. It is far, far too valuable to let go to housing. And what I'd like to say today, I am chair of the Buxton Civic Association, BCA, and I would like to say publicly that we are fully behind this protest, and we are behind the protection of every bit of open space within the town that is valuable for people and wildlife. We will campaign for those things in the future as well as now. So well done everybody, thank you, and we will help you on our way as much as we can.
Words. We're going to keep it brief because obviously we know we've got dates to get to and the rest of your bank holiday to enjoy. So anyway, he's Rachel. Can you hear me? Yeah. I don't want to go on too long. I think that people here, politicians, local politicians, talk too much, but I feel a real personal responsibility to this. I was a member of the council when we put together the local plan, and I, amongst others, was responsible for taking the playing field, the rec, out of the local plan because at that time we said that we recognise the importance of green spaces for local people, particularly young people. And foolishly, I thought that that would mean that the whole of the Hogshaw development would fail because I thought it was a safeguard. I was wrong. There is so much pressure from central government to build and to build and to build and to build with no recognition of the services that are needed, the space that is needed, and the damage to the environment of all those extra cars, all those extra people who will be shunted in with no thought for where they're going to school, where their medical care is going to come from, and where and how they're going to get to work. I think that this is really important, and there is a lot of debate within the council, and there are a lot of local councillors standing up for it, saying that we need to stand up and say, no, enough is enough. You're not going to impose housing targets that take away our green spaces. And I think that what you're doing here today is more important than just locally. It's actually sending a message that local people